When I thought of making my YouTube channel, I was not familiar with the technicalities. However, I gathered my courage and created my own YouTube channel a year ago to impart my knowledge to my students. It was a big challenge for a teacher, but when finally I uploaded my videos, I had received a very warm welcome, a humble support. Then I started learning editing, and till now I have been learning something new each day. Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about how to write a diary entry. This is my personal diary. I spell out my feelings, my emotions in my personal diary. Right now I have shared my experience of creating my YouTube channel with you. So now let's understand better by doing an example, format of diary entry and its definition. So now let's begin. A diary is a peep into our timeline, describing events and keeping a record of events that we were part of, and to express our feelings and emotions. We write a diary, we share our feelings in the diaries. It is a wonderful reflection of our life. A diary is usually a private document and we do not share it with anyone else. It is our companion. Some people write the diaries weekly, some people write it daily, some people write it occasionally also. We can write our diary, in the notebook or in a computer also. A diary begins with the date. A diary entry usually tells us who and what the entry is about and where an event took place. We usually write diaries in an informal style. We use first person pronouns such as I and we. It is as though we are having conversation with our diary. Now let's see in this example. Date 10th June. Day and time are optional. Dear diary, it was my first day in the hostel. The idea of new environment, new people, and new roommates brought a sense of loneliness and nervousness. Mom and dad had come along with me. The first two lines tell us who and what the entry is about and where an event took place. So, the diary is about the first day in the hostel. And about whom is the diary? It is about the new people and the new roommates. We use first person pronouns such as I and we. Now, see in this example, we had brought all the things that were needed in the hostel, such as a bucket, a mug, a bedsheet, and a pillow. After arranging all the things properly in my room, they left for the hometown. We usually write diaries in an informal style. For example, I could still feel the warmth of the hug by mom and dad, so I miss them. We express our personal feelings in our diaries. We use nouns, adjectives, and adverbs to describe events, people, and feelings more clearly. Now, let's have a look at this picture. My roommates are well mannered. Rishi, one of the roommates, is from my class. He is wise and helpful. He is kind and smart and helped me out in a very embarrassing situation. We usually write in the simple past tense when we write about events that have already taken place. We use the words that show how we think and feel when we express our personal thoughts and feelings. We sometimes also use simple present tense. It is when we talk about how things are or how we feel at the time of writing. Now let's have a look at this example. I was so hungry that I went to the mess exactly at 8 p.m. I was so famished. I didn't notice the queue and went straight to the counter asking to be served. In no time, All eyes were on me, and obviously they were quite indignant. Thank God, Rishi reached there in time and whispered that I must get into the queue. He handled the situation well and informed everybody that I was a fresher in the hostel. I can't tell you how embarrassing it was. Right after the dinner, the warden called for a common house meeting. There, he welcomed all the new students. All new students introduced themselves. It was fun meeting all the other new students. I find the warden and the students quite supportive. However, they are very strict about rules and regulations. After the session, we all went to our rooms as it was time to go to bed. The day was like a roller coaster ride of emotions. Sarthak.
Monday 27th. Today, the morning was action packed. Mr. Srivastav made us shift all our desks around to make a big U shape along the back of the classroom. So, now we no longer sit in pairs. Daisy now sits on my right and Mayank on my left. It's been a year since Daisy and I became good friends. We share everything, from our fancy pens to all big and trivial secrets, with each other. Many a times we spend hours talking to each other. Ours is a relationship that cannot be compared to any other friendship. If I go back a year, I remember how things were very different before this amiable bond began to form between us. Oh, it's already 10 p.m. Time to go to bed. Don't worry, dear diary. I will come back to you tomorrow and tell you how Daisy and I became friends. Kalyani.
Today, the day was really crazy. It began with Mr. Srivastav asking us to submit a homework, and then, as usual, most of us had an excuse or the other for not submitting it. Some forgot, others had left their notebooks at home. He yelled at all the students who had not submitted their homework, except, of course, Daisy. She, as usual, didn't find the time to do her homework because of her volleyball practice for the national championship. It had extended till late evening yesterday. Everybody in the class, including Mr. Srivastav, knew that with her late evening sports practice, it becomes really hard for Daisy to manage the projects and homework. Naturally, all of us thought that he was just being partial to her. We have been classmates since grade 1, but Daisy and I hardly talked to each other earlier. We had completely different groups of friends. My friends and I were more inclined towards our studies, whereas Daisy and her group actively participated in sports and other recreational activities. Daisy was the top athlete of our school, which she still is. I never liked Daisy and found her manipulative. I used to think that she used her participation in sports as an excuse for not submitting projects and homework on time. Now I realize how shallow I was. Just imagine I judged her without even knowing or talking to her. Well, I'll stop now. Catch you tomorrow and we'll continue from where I left off tonight.
Today, the school photographers came to the school. They took class pictures as well as pictures of individual students. Some students also had family shots taken with their siblings, like the photographs I used to take with my brother until he left. And we got photos clicked with our friends as well. Daisy and I were so excited to get ourselves clicked together. I remember the ones that we took at the summer camp last year. They're really funny. They're not very clear and quite small at that. In all the pictures, we were either doing something silly or making funny faces. These pictures of ours always bring on pure nostalgia. What an adventurous camp it was! Here we go, the story continues from here. On this very adventurous camp, one of the activities were zip lining. We had to slide across a valley by hanging on a steel rope. The activity was done in pairs, and guess what? I was paired with Daisy, the person I disliked the most in the class. She was the star athlete of the school, and I was just a nobody. She was right behind me, and I knew that I couldn't slide faster than her. I was sure that she would try to put me forward with her legs and or even kick me hard from behind. The more I thought about it, the more it perturbed me. I was so afraid of being embarrassed in front of all students. I just couldn't trust her. What happened next is a major twist in our story of friendship. I will come back to you with the rest of the story tomorrow. Got to sleep now. Bye. Good night. Kalyani.
Thursday 30th. It was a great day. There was an inter-school swimming competition and I had won. Everybody was very happy about it. However, I give all the credit for winning to Daisy. You see, a year ago, I never won anything more than an eclair in any such sports competition. I was an absolutely studious child who thought that students like Daisy, who are more into sport, just fritter away their time in playing and doing nothing. It was Daisy who actually taught me the importance of sports and sportsman spirit. Let's take up the story from where we left yesterday. The setup for the zip line was ready. Unluckily, we were the first pair to cross the valley. I was nervous, but all I wanted was to slide across quickly and leave Daisy behind with a good margin. I somehow wanted to prove that whether it's academics or sports, I was superior to her in every field. The trainer fastened the safety harness around our waists, and we were ready. I pushed myself forward with all my strength and began the slide. In order to prove myself better than Daisy, I had put so much effort in pushing myself off. Then the safety rope broke. I felt a sudden jerk and I lost my balance. Daisy was right behind me. She instantly grabbed my safety rope and encouraged me to keep going. I will never forget her words. Keep going, Kalyani. You have almost reached. Until I reached the other side. She held the safety rope tightly. Her hands were bleeding. The moment she reached the other side, I hugged her and thanked her. The spontaneity of her actions saved me. I felt so ashamed for having all those malicious thoughts about her. I have been so wrong about the kind of person Daisy was. I had judged her too quickly. She was really helpful and humble. It was no wonder that she was the apple of everyone's eye. From then on, we became the best of friends. Now, she encourages me whenever I lose confidence. I do help her with her studies and assignments. Good night, Kalyani.